What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here for another Salt Lake City review. I didn't know it until I saw Keisha from Color Me Pink, put up an episode 3 review. I was like, huh? Episode 3? So then I went on to Twitter and I was like, typed in, I tweet a link to my videos, and I clicked on the link. I clicked on this, the hashtag for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and they were having a watch party on Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday, because it comes on Wednesday. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So I was like, okay, let me sit here and watch. Actually, I was gonna watch the app, but my phone was dead. So I'm like, okay, we'll just let my phone charge up and we'll watch it before it expires. And it's also on YouTube currently. Well, when you guys see this video, the episode will be airing on Bravo. But this is season 1, episode 3, titled "Everybody Needs a Switzerland." So you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into the episode review, shall we? All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get my least favorite out of the way, and that is going to be Lisa. So it wasn't much in this episode with Lisa. We see Lisa, and she is taking her oldest son, who is 15 years old, out for driving. The funny thing about watching Lisa with her son, it just reminded me of the first time that I drove with my mom. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. That ain't the Rona, by the way. Man, the first time that I went driving with my mom, oh my God, it was hilarious. So my mom drove a stick shift car, number 1. Actually, the stick shift didn't bother me. She bothered me. She was on pins and needles with me. I'm like, calm down, just show me how to do it, and I got this. And I can move the car from different gears. It was just her. I'm like, how do you, just tell me how I know when I need to move it to another gear. And she would just freak out. I'm like, girl, chill. Like, I mean, the easiest thing about a stick shift car is actually going from first gear to second gear. And actually, now that I think about it, if you listen to your car, it's telling you when you need to switch. But she told me that, but she just she didn't have the patience for me. So she told me, you know what? You need to call your uncle to have him teach you how to drive in his car. It's automatic. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. So yeah, it just reminded me of that. Hell, and you just realize I didn't even talk about Lisa. I just don't like Lisa. Let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, and then next is Jen, because Jen didn't have much in this episode either. So Jen is getting her makeup done. Now Whitney, I'm gonna talk about Whitney in just a little bit. So Whitney is having a 20s themed party at a prohibition place. So like I said, Jen is getting her makeup done 24 hours prior to the event, I guess, to see how it's gonna look. Jen, that is just too extra for me. Why are you getting your makeup done the day before? Why not get your makeup done hours before? Okay, if Jen likes it, I love it. So Jen, she gets mad, and she's mad at Meredith. And I'm gonna explain a little bit deeper about this whole Meredith situation. But she's mad about Meredith because she suggested to Meredith that they do a sleepover, I guess, after this party. But Meredith is like, can't do the sleepover with you because her daughter is in town and she wants to spend time with her kids. And Jen is mad talking about the fact that her daughter is grown and she's in college. She probably doesn't want to spend time with her. Jen, she came home. That means she would probably want to spend time with her mother. Okay, Jen, yeah, I'm still on the fence with Jen. I don't care for Jen that much, but she's interesting, I guess, to say the least. But let's move on, you guys. All right, guys, next, I guess we'll just talk about Meredith. So, we have Meredith. So Jen went over to Meredith's house. Jen just does team too much. She showed up once again. Again, it's cold outside, and she got on these open-toed heels that look like a shogun or a samurai. I'm just like, okay, Jen. So, she goes into the house and, Brooks and Meredith's daughter are there. Now, Jen, I didn't understand this scene. So you sitting down and you talking about one of the parties, and you talking about you'll do high kicks, or it might have been at the sleepover. And the daughter said, "What is high kicks?" And Jen said, "I would show you, but I don't, you would see my vagina." I'm like, so you went over to this woman's house with this dress on, and you ain't got no panties on? That is nasty. Yeah. So she does kick her legs up, and I was thinking to myself, because she was sitting, she didn't even cross her legs. Like she's sitting, she is sitting with the dress. It's not short, but it's not long either. And you're sitting there, and you're facing Brooks. So I'm sure if Brooks if he looks down, he's gonna see up your dress and he's gonna see your vagina, which he said in his interview that he saw her vagina. And I'm like, girl, you just really weren't thinking. Read the room. So then we see Brooks the next day or whenever, and he's talking to Meredith about, how uncomfortable he and his sister were with Jen and the fact that he saw her vagina. And, Meredith was like, well, I'm going to a sleepover with Jim. Now, Brooks, this is where you have me, buddy. You telling your mama she can't go. I'm like, oh, so you her daddy. Okay, Brooks. And Meredith didn't even put her foot down and say, Brooks, I'm going. She says, but you know what? I'll text Jen and tell her that I can't come. And that's why Jen is mad at Meredith. Let us move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Next, let's discuss Mary. Mary. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. It's the wig for me. It's the makeup that makes her look like Casper. And it's these ugly ass outfits. And what the fuck is it with Mary and her wearing the glove on her hand? So she's out to dinner with Meredith. And she's talking about her son, Robert Jr. And he has a little girlfriend. And, she's no longer the main woman in his life. Girl, you're just going to have to get used to that. The thing with Meredith that was bothering me in this whole scene was that wig. The wig was just sitting right here. I'm like, Mary, push it back. Come back here. Do that. Once you do that, I'm gonna need you to brush it for me. Once you brush it for me, I'm gonna need you to create a scalp for this bitch. Cause this wig has no scalp. It has no part. It has no nothing. It is just dead. It looked like a dead raccoon, a dead possum, a dead something. I just could not get with Mary and the wig. The wig. Whew. So then, Mary's talking about her step grandfather. Oh, God, that is just so nasty. And from what she was talking about with her mama, it made it seem like her mom wanted the church and wanted Robert Sr. And I'm like, it's bad enough that the granddaughter has the man, but if the daughter would have got with the mama's husband, oh God, this man was just nasty. I'm glad that Mary could say that this is nasty. This is not normal. Ugh. Jesus. I would have told, I would have honestly said, I'm not even saying that this shit is in a will, but I just would have said, fuck that church. I'm sorry. I just would have said, forget the church. It wouldn't be me. So then we do see Mary and her husband, well, grandpa / husband. I mean, I just really want to throw up every time I saw that man. I'm just like, ugh. It's just nasty. So Mary is talking to her husband / grandpa about moving their son to I guess a charter school, because I guess he's not doing so well in school. So she calls the son down and she's talking to him about moving him to a different school. He, however, doesn't want to move because of his girlfriend. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is gonna be the one time that I think I might 100% agree with Mary. If that boy is not doing good in school, Mary, move his ass to another school. Forget the little girlfriend. She'll be there. If not, it ain't meant to be. But let's move on. All right, guys, and then next, let's discuss Heather. So Heather, you guys know she has her beauty bar. She let us know that 5 of her employees are all pregnant, and they're all having boys. And she's throwing them a baby shower. Now Jen showed up over to her place. Oh wait. Oh no. So I think Jen went from Heather's place to Meredith's place in them funny looking shoes. Um Now, the one thing that I will say is with this show, I'm kind of tired of hearing about the Mormon church just a little bit. But the thing that threw me off with Heather was the fact that she said, when she married her husband, she wasn't necessarily in love with him, and she doesn't think she's ever been in love. I'm like, wow, that's sad. The reason that she married him is because he was a Mormon. I'm like, wow. So you don't know if y'all had anything in common? You just married him because of religion? And then after 11 years, he just up and left her. So then we get to the baby shower, and I was confused as to why Jen had that duck on, because it was just like everybody else has on just, a regular white, either a suit or a dress, and you have this bird on you. Okay, Jen, I get you. You're trying to make a name for yourself. I ain't hating on you. So, Heather, Jen, and Whitney are there, and they go to the side and talk. And, Jen asks, is Mary coming to Whitney's party? She says, yes, I like Mary. And she was like, why? So we find out that Jen still has an issue with Mary, although she accepted Mary's apology at her party about this hospital comment. Now, Jen, you doing too much again. Like I said in the review, what Mary said was insensitive about your aunt in her interview, but as far as what she said about the hospital smell, she wasn't. She could have used different words, but it's not that deep, Jen. I'm really here to tell you it's not that deep. Now, if Mary had to say something about your grandmother, your aunt, yeah, snatch that tacky ass wig off her head. And then you accepted her apology. So that's the problem that I have with you. You accepted her apology. So Whitney is telling them that, she and her dad went to Mary's church as well as Meredith. And then Jen, talking about that's an attack on her. I'm like, how? How was that an attack on you? This dog shut up a few minutes ago and now it's barking again. And I feel like it's my neighbor's dog. I don't know why this dog is barking. I really gotta soundproof this room. But let's move on and finish this episode out. All right, you guys, and then let's talk about Whitney. So Whitney, I told you guys early in the episode review that she is having a 20s theme party at a place called Prohibition. And then we see her and her dad, and they go to Mary's church. Now, I'm just going to keep it 100% real in the buck with you guys. Mary, she was in her element, however, but I'm just sorry. There is no way that Mary could lead me to God, preach the word to me, because all I would think about is the fact that you married your step-grandfather. That's all I would ever see from her is your step-grandfather. Disgusting. Now, you guys, I will say I absolutely 100% love me some Whitney. Whitney is my girl. I'm not questioning why she has stripper poles, she's infatuated with strippers. That ain't got shit to do with me. I think it's fun. Now, the person who doesn't think it's fun so much is Miss Lisa. So when they get to the party, everything is decked out in 20s. And, everything is decked out in the 20s, but they have strippers. And, Lisa's like, what is the 20s? What does the strippers have to do with the 20s? It ain't got shit to do with it. She just want to have a good fucking time. Sit your ass down, have a good time, shut the fuck up. I really want that dog to shut up. I'm almost through this video, so we almost through. You almost through. You almost through. This dog is gonna drive you crazy. But she's judging her that, and then Meredith shows up to the party, and she speaks to Mary, and Jen notices that, and Jen gets in her feelings about it. I'm like, Jen, chill the fuck out. Like, it ain't that deep. It ain't that serious. What is your issue? Jen is gonna work my nerves. I can tell you that right about now. But you guys, that is gonna be it for Salt Lake City. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware when I drop anything else, and share this video. And until the next one, you guys, do me a solid favor. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and socially distance. And until the next one, you guys, I am hopping off of here because that dog is driving me crazy. Bye, guys.